It is a windy day here in January and I need to trim back this hydrangea. I've watched a lot of videos on how to do this, and the rules are to trim it no more than a third, but I do want to bring down the size a bit and to remove anything less than a pencil width, which I left a ton last year, which I mentioned in several videos. I have a lot of these little pieces that need to come out. Pencil width seems like maybe more like this, and these are super tiny. And what happened this last year is tons of stuff just flopped onto the ground. So I'm going to start a little bit of trimming. So I'm primarily trying to focus on removing things this size versus this size. I actually want it to be a little bigger than this larger branch, but I have tons of these tiny wispy things that had flowers at the bottom and they just laid on the ground all summer. So I'm trying my best to be as brutal as possible so that this hydrangea looks amazing. I still have a lot to go, but I did notice right here, this branch, this really good branch, and this other really good branch right here are touching and probably going to create a problem. So you need to figure out how to deal with these two sets of branches that are all over each other. Well, I decided to cut this one. They were running into each other right here. You can kind of see the mark where they were rubbing, because this other branch was so straight up and beautiful that I figured I was better off removing the one that was kind of bending off to the side. Since this one is so tall, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the one that's going out that way. I am filled with heartache right now because I don't want to remove such a big limb. There looks like there's a bud right here. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe not. So I'm gonna cut it here in hopes that it's the right thing to do. Well, that was heartbreaking to remove this huge limb out of my tiny little tree. Oops. Huge limb. Really thick stem. Well, I hope you can see that it's much cleaner. I removed lots of little branches. I think you can see them possibly all over the ground. I tried to remove all the crisscrossing branches and as many branches as I could that seemed like they were just heading straight down into the ground. I did have a lot of growth like that. So now the last bit is to remove some of the tall stuff, and I figure a third is about right here. So I'll just remove the top part of each one of those stems. I'm gonna end here today. I'm not positive I've cut off enough, and I feel like I might have left too many small branches on, but I feel like I did a better job than last year. I'll probably watch a few more older hydrangea pruning videos on YouTube and see if there's any other advice that I should consider. It does seem a little cluttered still. Boy, it's windy. Anyway, that does it for today's hydrangea pruning. Hope you have a great day, and thank you for joining me for my garden journey.